thanking Bishop Thompson and all of the staff and the New Life Church. We thank the Lord for Pastor Montgomery and her presence here to do the work of the Lord. Amen. In the book of 1 Corinthians, we got a witness.
Amen.
The 9th chapter and the 24th verse. It comes for the end of the 9th chapter. Now, in order that I may finish and get home by the Dallas Cowboy football game. Is that all right? Now, Deacon Barnes is saying the night game. So I'll repeat. I will repeat so that I can get home. Look at the 24th verse. Let's look at the 9th and 24th verse. Don't you know that the runners in a stadium all race, but only one receives the prize?
Only one?
Yeah.
Run in such a way to win the prize. Now, everyone who competes exercises self-control in everything. However, they do it to receive a crown that will not fade away. Are y'all still there? Look at these last two verses. Therefore, I do not run like one who runs aimlessly.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Or box like one beating the air. Instead, I discipline my body.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And bring it under strict control. So that after preaching to others, I myself will not be disqualified.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Amen.
Somebody should have torn up this building by. Have we got a witness?
Yes, sir.
On this Friends and Family Day is that we're looking straight at the Word.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I want to talk a little bit about enduring friends. I'm talking about lasting friends. I'm talking about the kind of friend that I have in Bishop Thompson and the New Life Church.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Is that through thick and thin, wherever we're going
Yes,
through, we know that we serve a living God.
Yes, sir.
Sit down if you can.
Yes, sir.
I want to use this principle that Paul had taught to the church at Corinth, because I was impressed with Paul's endurance through thick and thin, and his love for friends.
Yes, sir.
Amen.
Amen.
But I, like you, wanted to ask the question, how did Paul choose his friends?
All right. All right.
I looked at in 1 Corinthians, the first letter that Paul wrote to the church at Corinth, and I looked at all he said in the 10th chapter about watching what you do, so that you won't be like the 23,000 that the Lord actually didn't let go over to the promised land.
Yes, sir. All right.
because they didn't look at the examples
Yes, sir.
that had been set before them. That's in the 10th chapter. But I just had a little bit more than a third grade education, so I wanted to look at the 9th. To investigate and evaluate what is there that will allow me to get a relationship with friends that you can count on.
Count on.
Have I got a witness? I've got a lot of associates. I got a lot of people that when it's good times,
Yes, sir.
they will either be in your pocket or in your house. I wish I had some. I've got a lot of people that will claim to be my friend, but when the going gets tough, when the floods come. I preached on last Sunday, when you really need somebody to stand up for you, you can't find them. Amen? I'm glad that the Lord gave me a friend in your pastor and bishop. We don't have to talk every day. I just know that when I need somebody, when I need somebody to talk to or to walk with me, the Lord has given me the gift and the grace of your pastor. So even though I was 1,103 miles away from here just a few hours ago, yesterday, my pastor, your bishop, was my friend, and I know he is an enduring friend.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We got a witness. So I'm preaching about what I know. Is that all right?
Yes, sir.
But I want to share with you just a few principles that exist in this letter in which Paul is writing to the church in Corinth.
Amen. Amen.
Do you have time?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The first principle I see is that Paul is saying, whatever you do, keep on running.
Keep running. Keep running.
Have I got it?
Yes, sir.
That is, it's an individual principle, but it tells me something about why the individual keeps on running. Have I got a witness? Well, the one thing that sticks up and jumps up off the page is that everybody that races is racing for a prize.
For a prize. Yes, sir.
I wish they had somebody. But you've got to stay in the race.
Yes, sir. You do.
Yes, you do.
You got to last. You got to stay in the race and in the lane.
Yes, sir.
I wish there had somebody. So a friend, by principle, will stay in there.
In their lane.
Oh, you got
Yes,
some.
sir. Yes, sir.
Am I with us? You don't mind if I talk about your bishop, right? Your bishop is my friend, and God gave him to me, but he stays in his. Over the years, is that I know that he's praying for me, but he's not in my business. Don't you just Yes, pray for people that are always up in your... So I have to pray for the kind of friend that will always look at this principle. It's only what your friend does for Christ that will last. Just like Texas barbecue, I let it marinate a bit. That's why we don't use sauce on our barbecue, because it's been marinated. Can I marinate that barbecue with you one more time? You should have the kind of friend that knows that it's only what they do for Christ will last. Oh, you know that preacher's coming up in here and telling me who should be my friend. No, I'm just telling you the only friends that will last will be those that will concentrate on doing what God wants. That's what I found out, is that the reason why he's such a true and abiding friend, he's doing and he's not forgetting what God wants. Not what I want. Not what Greater Trinity wants. Not what New Life does. He operates on the principle that is only what he does for God.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Will last. Oh, I wish I had somebody. I can change the whole paradigm this morning in how you and I select friends. Look around and see whether what they are doing for Christ.
My Lord.
See how they stand up boldly for Christ. See how they sacrifice their time, their energy, their brain power for Christ. See how they don't mind reaching down and picking somebody up. Because they know that it's only what they do for Christ that will last. I wish I had an amen over here. I got an amen over there. I got an amen here. Is that only? Those are enduring, lasting friends. Well, there's a reason why friends is such a monument in the Word. Exodus, the 33rd chapter and the 11th verse, is one of the first sightings of the term friend. You know what was happening then? Is that Moses was being talked to by the Lord. And the verse says that he talked to him as if though he was speaking face to face to a friend. Ooh, I got encouraged there. Is that when the Lord uses the term through the writer, and he says, is that the Lord will talk to you as one speaking as a friend to a friend. I wish I had somebody. And I wanted to see what is there about friends that makes them different from attachments or associates. What is there different from those that call themselves your friend? But as I said earlier, will not be show up when you need something. Have we got a witness? We've got a lot of church folk who've adopted the saying that if you need anything, you got my number. And you know what? The number's been changed. But in the Hebrew text, in Exodus 33 and 11, the term friend in the Hebrew is re'ah. Re'ah. So if it's re'ah, is that I'm looking and listening for some enthusiasm.
All right.
Because I have elected to attach myself by feelings to someone that will give praise if I need it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Will stay in position as I need it. And will always give praise to the Heavenly Father.
Amen. Yes, sir.
Re'ah.
Right.
It's also one thing that the Lord will be pleased with is that he calls a friend one that will do something.
Yes, sir.
Have we got a witness? Do you have less patience with people who are talking but never
All talking.
do anything?
Amen.
The attachment to the subject is that it's only what a friend does
Not what he said.
for Christ.
Amen. All right.
If you've got people in your collection that want to be your friend, look and see what they do for Christ. I'm not telling you to denounce them or reject them as your friend. I just want to let you know that it won't last. Is that you can buy any car you want to, but in that car's description is depreciation. So I'm not going to stand up here and say you got to listen to me in choosing your friend. No. I'm saying that if you want a friend that's enduring, if you want someone that will last, is that you've got to look for the one that always does those things and remember those things that God is pleased with.
Amen. Yes.
Amen.
Right in the Hebrew text, there's also in 2 Chronicles 20:7, it says, aren't you the God? Once they got over in Canaan, aren't you the God
Amen.
that cleared out Canaan for your friend Israel? You know how gracious and good God was. After 400 years of slavery, they didn't know how to even tie their shoe. And God led them to a land filled with milk and honey. Oh, I got some Bible readers in here. And he didn't leave them alone in the wilderness. This friend, God said, Israel is my friend. So I'm not going to leave them in the wilderness. But what I've gone and done is that I've cleared out the land in which I am bringing them to. Which I am bringing them to. Is that he cleared out. Now, if you want an enduring friend, a lasting friend, that friend will have characteristics of going ahead and looking out for you. And God called Israel his friend, is that he not only got him out of slavery, he not only brought him through 40 years of wilderness, is that he went to Canaan and cleared the enemy out.
Yes.
Don't call yourself your